Okay. Now with the majority of the mud out, I'm ready to go and take my first measurement. One of the important things about taking the measurement on the scale is you need to not touch it with your hands, as well as you need to make sure to take the end piece off that you use to help throw it down in the hole. So now with my glove back on, I'm going to take the clamp off. I'll turn my scale on and put it in the right units. Now, I gotta balance the core so it stays on. Okay. Now with the scale on, I'm going to take my first reading. This reading is 1.31. To find out how much water is in here, I have to take the snow out and measure the zero weight, or the tare weight of the tube. Now, with the stuff knocked out, with everything out of the tube, I can now take my zero weight, or my tare weight. Here, my tare weight is 1.09. So, in order to find out how many centimeters of water that we have, you now have to take the first number, 1.31, and subtract it from the second number, which was 1.09. After doing that simple math, you'll find out how much water is in that first section of snow. Now, we're going to do the same thing, but in the next section. Okay. So, now with the core all hooked up again and ready to go, we can go back into the second section and take our second reading. Time to go back to the snow. One important thing about taking snow surveys is making sure that you don't walk on the snow that you're about to survey. So here I'm going to take extra precaution to not step where I'm about to survey. Okay, now that I'm broken through, take a reading on my depth, which here is 11 centimeters, and then I'm going to pull my core out. While pulling the core out, I'm going to take a reading again on the depth, which is 10 centimeters, and knock off any mud or dirt. Again, back to the scale. Now that the scale's on and in the right units, I take my first reading. Here my first reading is 1.25. Now knock out the snow and then take my tare reading again. Okay, tube is empty. Time to take the tare reading. Here the tare reading is 1.09 again. So I'm going to record this info and then go on to our next section. Now, in order to move on and make this video a little bit shorter, I'm going to quickly go through and take survey the rest of the areas, making sure to measure the snow depth and the snow water equivalent in each section where the depth is about the same.
You alright?
20?
21-20. You the man, Scott.